Hello once again, all you lovely people out there in the land of the tube of views. It's me, that gaming nerd John, and we are continuing and possibly finishing our journey in Citizen Sleeper. The end game is in sight. Our romantic space comedy is a possibility, and I couldn't be more excited. But you know who I'm more excited to have here with me?
I got no comments on that.
Ah, come on.
This might be a short episode.
It might be. We'll see what happens. Okay, so in between, JC and I were kind of strategizing, if you will. And I really think that, like, the DLC has a lot of content in it. And I feel like we've got a lot of the story already. The technical issues aside, like, I'll probably play it myself independently just to, like, get the story. But I feel like if I wanted to showcase, like, the baseline game,
Yeah.
that's really what I wanted to showcase. Outside of, ditching Lemon Mina. But
yes, that.
But, that being said, I still feel like we did a lot. We were very successful. Like, what? There's 3 skills that we didn't max out?
Yeah, no,
That's
I think the only way to get
pretty
that
good
would be
to play the DLC.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. Like, this is fine. Side reel doc? Nah, forget that, man. I want my space comedy. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it's engineer, so we don't get the +2 on that. So, sad times. But we'll make it work. Okay, positive. Now, the real question is, how lucky are we? Oh, neutral is still +2.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. I'm just curious about if we get a negative. I'm okay with that. Random strap item. Game! Do you not understand? You've only made me Oof. Okay.
That was the reroll.
That was the reroll, sir. It literally just flipped them. You know what? Let's wait. She said she was going to be at the Gimbal Lounge, right? Hold up.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Actually, how much does that heal for? Like, in terms of, energy.
3.
3. It's not bad.
I think most food is
like the
3.
mushroom. Yeah, really the only time it was less was if it was like, here's a drink.
Yeah. And the only time it was more is when we go steal the damn food.
Like, I don't even know what I want to do with this. I guess money?
Yeah.
I mean, we get +2. Oops. So, like, literally the worst.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
If we lose money...
Who cares?
Right? I don't.
I mean,
We're fine.
We have over $1,000 of cryo.
Oh, no!
We lost 13. We still have over $1,000 of cryo.
It's insane! What has happened? Who have we become? Is this what it feels like to be rich? I just realized when we leave this space station, nobody is going to feed this stray. I don't know if I'm emotionally...
That we know of.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for that.
Who knows? That stray may be heading up a few places.
You're not wrong, man. It could be pimping. It could be living the life.
Sometimes when it doesn't show up, that's probably why it's...
You know what? It's elsewhere. You're right. When you're right, you're right. Up we go. Ba-da-da-da. Okay.
Nope.
That's wrong.
Not big ship. Small ship.
Small ship. Deep, deep, deep. What do we get? +3 each time? Alright, yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it save. I'm going to let it...
something else.
Save? Hello? There we go. Alright, cool. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's only +1. Right. Big rough. Up. Working on Amber again is a joy. You know every inch of this hull, after all. You fitted half of it. Dun, dun, dun. Shh, 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 shh. Amber looks better than she ever has before. Bliss has done an incredible job of cleaning up the hull, and despite the exterior changes being limited, she has the impression of being lighter, somehow sleeker than before. Moritz drifts by. He's been loading up the final equipment onto Amber. Turns out Ankita will be taking her weapons, but packed and ready to sell at the first starboard belt port she hits. But now that Moritz is done, he seems in a kind of daze, floating back and forth aimlessly. I don't care, Moritz. All done. What's that? He turns. Oh, right. Yeah, packed and stacked. He smiles, a weak smile. Was, hoping Miss Cassetta would let me keep a warhead. Moritz. Moritz. For what? He shrugs. I don't know. Just might be a cool thing to have around.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
I know you're turning around on him. I am not. Hey, Sleeper. He looks down. Did you, know Bliss was leaving? You understand now. She told him. That's why he is like this.
I did.
I'll be honest. I did. He nods distractedly. She said this place is mine. He looks up, around the bay, like it is suddenly some vast space he doesn't know what to do with. You'll do a great job. He looks down at you. Hey, thanks. He smiles. I appreciate you saying that. Not many people believed in me before now. First Bliss, then you. Pump the brakes there. A dark look suddenly crosses his face. Hey, Sleeper, there was something Bliss said. He meets your eye. Are you going too? Yes. Oh. Before you can answer, Ankita glides into the bay, a massive crate on her shoulder. Sleeper, you coming or what? Bliss is already on board. She stops by the terminal, holding herself in place. Moritz looks at her with a dazed expression. You look at Ankita. She's keeping it together now. She's packed all those bad feelings down someplace where you'll never see them and built a tough foundation on top. She may not be a mercenary anymore, but you imagine most people would think twice before trying to cross her. Well, she looks at you. I'm not eager to spend another moment of my time on this station unless I have to. She pauses, looking between you and Moritz. She sighs. I'll give you a minute. She kicks off with the crate, taking it to the end of the bay, where the Amber sits docked. Hello? Hello?
It was selected.
It was...
Text size.
There we go.
Okay.
Sick.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It went to the menu down there for some reason. I thought I saw something highlighted, and I was like, wait, which button is it? Anyway, continue. You look back at Moritz.
Okay, choices matter.
And goodbye. Moritz looks like he might pass out. I get it. He steels himself. It's the right decision. Thank you. Hey, thank you for working with me these past cycles. He smiles a shaky smile. I learned a lot. It's because you're an idiot. Hey, look. He moves a little closer. You gotta find what you need. I did. Bliss, this place, you. This was everything I needed. He sniffs. I was in a bad place, and this pulled me out. He looks away. You go find it. Oh, thanks. Wow. Maybe I was wrong about... Nope. Ankita comes back across the bay, the final crate stowed. You coming then, Sleeper? That's right. She nods. Well, okay then. Come on over with your things and I'll get you settled. She pauses. I'm sure Amber will be happy to have you. You both glide away from Moritz, his eyes wet, but a smile on his face. He waves as you go, dwarfed by the vast bay, and you hope he will make it, even though you know, somehow, that he will. Ankita helps you through the lock, onto the Amber, and the sense of familiarity is overwhelming. You think about all the time you spent working in these corridors, listening to these sounds, diagnosing those hisses, all of those dice that we invested. Ankita gives you a minute before she speaks. Look, Sleeper, I'm not going to go back over everything that happened, she sighs, trying to put that behind me. She stops, unsure of how to proceed. It's okay. The past is done. She nods. She stops. Thank you. Don't know if we can begin again, but we can move on. She sounds pained, tired. As you move off down the corridor towards the berth, she tries again. I don't think it was that I thought the wrong things about you, or what you are. I think I just didn't think. Of you, I mean. I didn't think about how things might affect you. And I realized, I've been like that for a long time. Focused, stubborn, willing to get the job done at any cost. She pauses. This is hard for her, but you don't want to interrupt. Well, I'm sick of paying the cost. I'm sick of being used as an extension of something bigger, something crueler than me. And having that cruelty, that violence flow through me. I just want to be me for a while. She looks down, or at least figure out who that is. She takes a deep breath. So what I'm saying is, you can get off at the first port we hit in the belt. I wouldn't blame you. It's a smart move. She pauses. Or you can stick around, and we'll see if we can find a way to make space for all of us. She looks away, her energy exhausted. Thank you. She nods, nothing else. This is you. She turns you to a small room with a bunk and a porthole to the flickering lights outside. The outside wall is sloped, like a roof, and tucked beneath it is a small desk and terminal. Bliss is next door. Though I think she's in the hold right now. She said she wants to make sure the warheads are locked down tight. Ankita observes your nervous response. I mean, they are. Obviously. She gives you a look. Ankita slips away and you look around the room. You go over to the porthole and place a hand on the wall and feel Amber purr. You think you are going to like it here. You stay like that for a while, looking out the porthole, one hand on the wall, feeling the ship. It is through that porthole that you will watch the eye getting smaller and smaller, drowning in the black. At some point, it will become so small that you could hold it between your thumb and index finger, and then it will wink out, and you won't be able to see it anymore. And it is at that moment that you will finally exhale and collapse onto your bunk. In moments, you will be asleep, and when you wake up, it will be among friends. Oh, on your way to somewhere new.
Credits.
Let's go! We've been here before. Sick. I have a feeling it's still going to kick us back to the game.
Yeah.
But I think this is where we can safely call it. Realistically, the only thing left is the DLC. So, that being said, sir, what are your thoughts? What did you think?
Honestly, I will admit, at first, in the very beginning, I did kind of dismiss the game a bit. But
I feel like it grew on you.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it grew on you a lot. This was something that I think hit me at just the right time, because I really enjoyed those kind of visual novel style games, those kinetic novel style games, but I still wanted like an element of not necessarily risk, but of like choice. And I think that this game does a really good job of kind of balancing that, where you can still like fail forward.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of moments where I feel like we could have gotten, air quotes, a bad ending, but we played it smart. Like we looked at our dice, we saw how we could balance all the different pieces of the puzzle. It was just a good game. I like the variety of characters. I like it didn't.
That was an actual ending.
Wow. Yeah. Fascinating. We love it. Hey, I'm going to move that mouse cursor out of the way. Goodbye. No, I really enjoyed the game. Like I was saying, I enjoyed the characters. I like the diversity of the cast. There's somebody for everybody there. people had layers. Like, it was fascinating to see kind of the struggles that every character had.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the simplicity of the system, and the more that we invested in our character, the more layers that we cracked open to just break the game wide open.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'd say for probably like the last, I don't know, 10 to 12 cycles of the game, we were pretty much like cruising on easy street.
Yeah.
But like, we worked hard to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had to have all of the passive bonuses unlocked for the most part. We had to have finished a number of stories because, like, we had a number of ways to pay for food and pay for food cheap as well. But, like, realistically, finishing the Kiko artificial intelligence storyline and finishing the Batayan storyline really, like, that just cracked that bad boy wide open.
Yeah.
Because by then it was like, oh, okay, well, we can get stabilizer and we can cook our own food. We don't even have to pay for food. And like, oh, hey, what do you know? There's a space for freaking scraps that we can just dump dice into to get scraps. Like, we had over a dozen scraps at the end of that.
Yep.
We had over 1,000 credits.
Money.
Like, it's just wild.
And then we were just handed stabilizer, like...
Right? Like, that was hilarious. That would have saved so much heartache earlier in the game. So, that's actually a question I was going to get your thoughts on. Do you feel like this game would have been easier if we had compartmentalized our story more? If we had focused on, like...
Easier now.
Let's do the low end. Let's do all the low end stuff. Like, all of those characters. Oh, cool, we finished that. Now let's go to the Greenway and continue those storylines.
No, because the thing is, like, some of those quests led you to those other areas.
You're right.
Just to continue them.
You're right.
So...
Like, we would have hit that brick wall eventually.
Yeah, I think we just let it flow.
Yeah. I also like the fact that we weren't really punished for that.
Yeah.
Like, the game let us, I don't want to say bury ourselves in an endless pile of drives, but it allowed us to progress at the rate that we really wanted to. There were very few moments that I felt were timed in a negative way.
Yeah.
And I think we did it just right to where that helped to just add the right amount of tension. Where we were like, holy crap, our stabilizer's running low. Oh, but we have, Maywick trying to murder us. Or we've got the hunter dude from Essenarp trying to get us. Or, like, Bliss's ship needs to be repaired. Or Fang, we gotta, hack the internets to save Fang.
Yeah.
Like, there were... If all those had hit at once, yeah, I would have been pissed.
Yes.
But they didn't. Like, we were able to kind of have that nice cadence of, oh, we have a breather, let's build up our resources. Oh, okay, now that we have our resources, let's do the next tense thing. I think the game could have maybe telegraphed that a little bit better. There were only a few times where we were like, okay, this is when the shit's going to hit the fan. Because, like, the whole Maywick storyline ending, that came out of nowhere. Like, we were just like, oh, they all dead now. What? But, like, Fang, it was like, if you do this, be ready. We were like, oh, cool. Sick. Nice. So, yeah, I think a little bit more telegraphing. I hope that fix that we got near the end there actually works. Like, if that actually is a way to solve the problem for everybody else, like, it literally was just changing the text size.
Yeah.
And then changing it back. So,
yeah, it
I don't
makes
know.
me wonder if maybe it wasn't a fan of the size of the text.
It could be.
We had it on large because we're playing it on a TV.
On a TV, not a monitor,
and also, for you guys watching.
Yeah, it makes
make
it...
sure everyone
yeah,
can read
everyone
it.
can read it. Exactly. It's a lot of text.
But
yeah, I wonder if that might be what it is. If it's just, like, larger size text, don't play nice.
Yeah.
Something to think about. Cool. Well... yeah, overall, solid game. Like, especially for the price point, I think it's got a lot of content there. Like, we've probably gotten, if this is, like, around episode 30, that's about 15, 20 hours of content.
Yeah.
And then that's not even playing the DLC stuff, which I can only assume if it's, 3 more story arcs, that's probably like another 5-ish hours of content.
Yeah.
More than likely, if I had to take a guess. That's pretty awesome. I have no clue what we're going to end up playing next. We may be
listening to your coffee machine.
My coffee machine to turn itself off. We may be on just a short hiatus while we wait for Deltarune to come out. Because I'm paranoid about starting another game and then just shoving it to the side. Because I really thought this would be a short game.
We don't do this enough where we can record multiple games.
Yeah, it's really tough.
You already are recording multiple games.
I am. I still got to beat Chrono Cross.
Spoilers on when this takes place.
Yeah, right? I mean, Unicorn Overlord's right around the corner. It's really very soon, and I definitely have to play that for the channel. Like, I'm a Vanillaware fanboy.
Honestly, it's like I even have a couple of ideas for much shorter things.
Yeah.
But that requires a bit more work to get together.
Yeah, it's true. But, that was cool. I like the game. I would highly recommend it to anybody that's a fan of any kind of visual novel style. Anybody looking for, like, a cool sci-fi, cyberpunk kind of setting. Good characters. Decent dialogue. Like, there were a lot of gut punches that kind of hit hard throughout the play there. I liked it. I liked the choices that it put in front of the player. So, very cool. Thumbs up. Yeah, solid in my book. I enjoyed it. So, that being said, if you are looking forward to our next game, whatever that ends up being, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well as that bell notification so you will also be informed of when our next series rolls out. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next series, as always, take it easy.
See you around, everybody. Get some sleep.